Hey guys, I'm Tommy with Training. I'm Tommy Creel with Training. Hey man, this is going to be the intro to everything. Today we're going to teach you how to do a seat pan, and what I mean by that, man, transfer your. I'm going to restart that whole thing. Tommy Clutch Creel with High Compression Garage, here with another segment of Training with a Twist. Today we're going to be running how to do a seat pan, how to build one, fabricate one, mock one up, and then get it off to an upholstery guy. And what we're going to be doing on this bike right here is going to be molding out our template for it, and then we'll get into transferring our template over to the sheet metal with some use of an English wheel planishing hammer and welding it all together for final touches to get on out. So, first step when you're getting through and getting ready to build your seat pan is you want to figure out obviously what you want. On this one, the customer wants a 2-up, which means one solo seat with an attached back end seat that someone obviously on the back is going to be rolling on. So with that, we were fortunate enough and actually built a solo seat already. Came in alligator seat. We've got this one already done, and the bottom portion in the pan done on this end as well. As you can see, there's an internal tab right here that slides into the front of the frame, which is your front mount, and the back mount right here is a suction cup. He did not want anything drilled into the frame, so this secures the seat from any movements. And with seats, typically you'll have 2 attaching points, sometimes on the side to attach directly to your frame, other times you'll just have them internally built in. So all depends on what you want, how you want to do it. And but for today, I'm going to just teach you how to build a simple seat pan, put some contour and get to it. Got some cardboard here. What we need to do is mock up and cut out a template that we can use for the bottom layer. We don't want to go after putting together the whole piece because of the flexibility of the cardboard. You can also use paper, which is not preferable. I like cardboard. I've been using it for a decade now. It seems to work out all right. With this frame right here, he's got a nice little groove in the back end of the gas tank. So what we're going to need to do is accommodate that initially, make that cutout, and then we'll move our way backwards. And when you guys do this, most of the gas tanks will come to a stop, making it easier to make a base for your template, and then from there, move back. So I've cut out a much larger piece, as you can see. What I'm going to do is just come under with a permanent marker, center out our cardboard, and make a mark right around the ring of his gas tank. This may take a couple times for us to actually get this straight. As you can see, there's just 2 simple marks. All right, now that we got it cut out, see how pretty looks pretty bad. We'll do all the fine tuning. We're going to slide it in, see where we need to make some adjustments. It's going to be more so right here at the tip. And as you apply this to the sheet metal too, you can obviously accommodate any more distances you needed by just making marks right here on your template. And I'll add a couple marks to say plus ½ inch right here, if we need to get over a little bit, or 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, and I'm going to make 2 marks of where we're coming down to. So right here, since we don't have a flush mount, I'm going to add an 1/8 inch right here for this gap, and then this is the stopping mark on this bottom half of the gas tank right here. So make sure you do keep that in mind when going through and making your template. Now the easier part, if you don't have any contours, all you do is you run the frame right here on the side. We'll go right there without the template moving. We're going to run it back, crease it down, and do that side, and then we will do the same to the other side. It's helpful if you got a buddy, bring him on in. Buy them a 6-pack, 12-pack, have them help you hold this stuff together. Otherwise, you can just use tape if need be. So now you can see we've got a general idea of the contour and the frame. We're going to cut those out. So now we got to cut out. It's looking something like we want it to. Put it up here. And you know what? It's not too bad. Not too shabby. Now there's a couple options you can do moving backwards. He's got all his controls, his commander, his wiring harness modules. He's got his air system back here. So there is a lot of molding we're going to have to do with the sheet metal to get around this and then come up over it. So on this specific seat pan, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it a little bit short and then mold around that. So I'm going to make a mark on here of exactly where all these are, and we'll move that way. But as you're doing this, always make sure you're getting this as close as possible to the frame. Best part about working with metal is you can always add more or take more away if needed, unlike wood. But we're going to cut from right there, this crease over, and then build our back end. Starting to look like a little C-pan here, a little template. And we're going to have to even cut a little bit more for his comfort. But from right there, we've got a nice contour on, along the frame rails, which he wanted. And then up into the gas tank, we'll extend this area a little bit. Now for the back end of your seat pans, if you, like I said, there's all the modules and air compressor stuff back here. We're going to have this thing come out a little bit and shape it to come up into a one piece back here. Take this, cut it down a little bit, and then we will position this back tab right here to allow for enough room to get around everything. Bring this back. Which looks pretty good right there. I think we're going to do something a little smaller. We're going to add some metal on the sides to keep the contour with this and move that around. So next, this looks good to me. This is a starting point for the sheet metal. We've got our basis right here. I've got our marks that we're going to need to do. We're going to cut out our first piece. Obviously this is the front piece. And I keep these all around, these templates, for future projects that we may have. We're going to take this one and cut it out of sheet metal now and start molding it and seeing how we can fit it. Back with the template. So we got our front template right here with the notations. Got to do an 1/8 inch, a little bit more on this side. The front area I noticed on there has to have a little bit more curvature, a little sharper edge in the front. And the sides, we're going to need to actually put some additional metal, allow for that so we can turn it over and make sure it flows nicely to the frame rail on there. So what we're going to be doing is using 16 gauge sheet metal, stainless steel right here, and we're going to trace out our template onto this, cut it out, and go back on over to the bike and see how it's fitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start and make the front area, knowing that we need a little more, make that design right here on top. I'm going to then move down our template so we have that extra metal to work with. And we can mold as needed from there. So we're going to have extra metal just by doing that. Accuracy with tracing this thing out is not that big of a deal. You're going to be able to grind, you're going to have to do finishing to it, so don't stress too much on trying to get it perfect unless you want to, you think your template's perfect. So as you can see off this, we have plenty of extra metal to work with. I'm just gonna use a simple side cutter right here. You can use a bandsaw, anything else that you prefer having in your garage, but for now I'm just gonna be using this guy. So now we've got something that looks like a C-pan. Reason I didn't cut this out is I'm going to fine tune it with just a grinder and start getting a little better fit for that front end of the gas tank. Next step we're going to be doing, taking it on over to the bike, seeing how it fits, knowing that this area is going to be a little bit big, and then start making some notes on it and fine tuning the metal. So we got to take this nose down a little bit. What I did is I just put a little bend right here into the metal. As you can see, I want to be able to get this in without getting any of the paint chipped up, and do one more final marking in the front. And that's going to help us get this thing down to a T. That's our final marking. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to go cut this real quick and I'll be right back. We'll test this out again.